Scanning for audio.
Welcome once again to a Tin Dog podcast. This podcast will only be available for a short period of time because it's not important. Well, not to the general reviewers out there, but this is just between me and you. You see, today, that's the 12th of July, I'm in hospital and I'm having the metalwork removed from my leg. If you remember, I had a car accident. Well, somebody ran me over while I was crossing over the road back in January last year. 18 months later, the metalwork which had become infected needs to come out. This was the metalwork holding my knee together. The bones have knitted as well as they're ever going to, and that's just the way of things. But that's not what this podcast's about. You see, with Geek Myths finished, and at the publishers, my short story for Time Shadows 2, also with the people in charge of that particular project, all my Paul Spragg entries into the competition, all in, I find myself, well, let's put it this way. If the operation goes successfully, I'll be out in a couple of days or even tonight, and I'll have a little bit of time on my hands because I'll be healing. So, the big question, and the thing that I need help with, is what do I do next? What do I write? The BBC have currently got my play with them, and they're going to tell me if it's any good or not, thanks to the writer's room. So, what do I do? Here's some thoughts, because I've got a few projects in mind, but I'd like to concentrate on just one and get it done. So what's best? What appeals to you, potential buyer of my wares? First off, a nice bit of geek fiction. Yes, the last book, Geek Myths, which I'm sure you'll all be buying in your droves, was going to have a sequel. But the more I worked on it, the more I realised that it was more a sort of romantic comedy. My Big Fat Geek Wedding. It's a wedding planner who creates the perfect geek weddings. All she needs is someone to marry. Or another project, Banter. A bullied child seeks terminal closure. It's going to be very dark and unlike anything I've ever written before. After that, of course, we have something considerably lighter. Tales from Canny Valley. These are tales of a robot society descended from a crashed seed ship. Or even something I worked on some time ago, but did produce quite a bit of work on, Jane of the Air. It's either a trilogy or 2 books. Basically, it's a ripping yarn, steampunk aviatrix series where she saves a variation on our world. I'm stumped. I just don't know what to do. So please email me, tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk, or even use Twitter @TinDogPodcast, all one word, and I'll read what you write and I'll give it some thought. Because to be honest, I'm not managing to do anything. I'm dithering, and that's just not good. Which project appeals to you? So until next time, be seeing you. On the 2nd of September 2017, Hooverville 9 will be with us. William Russell, the man who was Ian Chesterton and still is on Big Finish. Carol Ann Ford, Susan, the doctor's granddaughter. Nicola Bryant, Perry. Toby Haydock, DVD extras man and everyone's favourite racist barman. Jessica Martin, Fraser Hines, Jamie. Phil Ford, Michael Pickwood, Philip Hinchcliffe and Matthew Dale are just some of the names who'll be appearing at Hooverville, the biggest little Doctor Who convention ever. Visit hooverville.org to get tickets. See you then. That was the Doctor Who Tin Dog Podcast. Available on iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, RSS, Vimeo, and across the internet. Doctor Who and its associated properties are all copyright and trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. Why not become a supporter by visiting patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.